Hello, hello, and welcome back to Minotaur Hotel. We're still hanging out with the good old Robert boy. He's a good lad, yes, yes. Is that something I should worry about? No, I don't think so. I must stress again, chaos is not evil or any more dangerous than divinity. Pardon me, it is it's considered impolite to reveal the substance of another's soul, as I've done today. But what I saw, it is like nothing I have ever seen, and may I speak frankly? Of course, go on. Minotaurs are an exceedingly rare species of mythical. Scholars largely deem them to be a fabrication. And yet here I see one, living and breathing, with an unformidably old soul, gifted with a divinity and chaos befitting a demigod. Never mind, it's none of my business, and I assume you and Asterion must prefer this matter to be private. Although, if I'm honest, this whole situation has lit a fire in my intellectual curiosity. This hotel, you find, and its people, it's nothing short of exponential. Thank you, Robert. Both for your kindness and discretion. It is an honor to have you here with us as well. Thank you, our fine host. Now, if you would entertain me, I have a little request. I won't bore you with the details of my personal life. What matters is, would you happen to have some room in this fine, enterprise for one such as I? You mean a job for you? Yes. This was supposed to be my vacation, but I've become quite fascinated with this hotel. I would like to learn more about it, and I'm willing to make myself useful in exchange. Plus, it would be a welcome change from my usual job. So, what do you say? Oh, so what do you say? Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of, shall we say, contract work, and we would use someone with legal expertise. Could you please bring this up with Asterion? He'll get you set up for the job and discuss your pay. Marvelous. Thank you, Mr. Josh. You won't regret giving me this chance. And with that, Robert trots off to find your business partner. Oh. Robert has joined the hotel staff and is now available in the R&D and exploration team. That's cool. Okay. Let's check in on the R&D team. Your team made some progress, but no project was completed. Let's check in with the exploration team. Your team got really lucky and found 6 material, twice what you expected. Oh, and look what you found something else. You obtained a clay tablet narrating a man's encounter with one of divine nature. You can read it by opening the files in the menu. Those are real stacking up, aren't they? Sometimes one may be taken by wanderlust, eyes driven mad to witness beautiful things. When the halls and corridors grew silent, and the bedrooms quieter still, you and your roommate slipped out. The air within the hotel had a velvety quality to it. All sounds muffled, even one's own breathing, Asterion's hooves, sliding on the floor instead of crashing down, barely made any noise. With half the lights turned off, the two of you drove into and out of darkness after every handful of footsteps. Your arms bumped together as Asterion's lumbering gait swayed left and right. At last, out you go into the night. A razor-sharp breeze blows in as soon as you open the door, making every inch of your skin feel more alive than ever before. Asterion walks ahead to shield you from the cold. Now that one might be bothered. Wait, now that none might be bothered, Asterion speaks, the usual pleasantries to loosen one's tongue give way to skittering thoughts and topics. The new guests, of course, but also a few words about the more peculiar among the ones who came before. Asterion wonders how Greta and Ishmael must be doing. The two of you walk to Luke's makeshift observatory, still standing from the other night. You light one of the red lamps, and that is enough. Under its gaze, you and Asterion sit down and get comfortable to enjoy a night of stargazing. This time, the Minotaur did not think bring his life bringing did not think of bringing his life. This is probably correct, and I'm just an idiot. Perhaps your company and your humming in unison suffices. The air thickens as Asterion tries and fails to hold in a giggle. The corners of his mouth curl upward as he pulls a notebook from his pocket. I took note of a few more poems today, as you told me to. Can I take a look? Of course. I just hope they do not bore you. And I hope you aren't writing these down just because I said so. Me, following your orders. Forgive me, sir, but for a moment I believed we were meant to be equals. So thoroughly equal that now you dare give me sass. My hands may struggle to learn new tricks, but my mind still has a few blessings yet. Good. You'll need that quick thinking to keep up with the 21st century. Now, may I see your new poems? Here. Asterion shared, nostalgia poems, okay, with you. Go ahead and read them in the memento section of the files menu. Even with the hotel's translations, you notice how rough Asterion's handwriting is. But some could argue there's a charm to it. A grown Minotaur whose finely woven poems, at a glance, look as though written by a middle schooler. There's love in each shakily written letter, all of them pulled from the Minotaur's centuries-old mind. And to think just a few weeks ago, you found him in the cold room. Hundreds, thousands of human poems have written of time, and how its march brings only grief. But how many, we wonder, whoa, spoke of how sweetly it heals all wounds. You seem to be doing better with each passing day, buddy. I like that he calls him buddy. Do I? No doubt about it. It's like you've become a whole new person with each week I've been here. The Minotaur scratches his own ear and then lowers his muzzle. Thank you, Mr. Josh. When my days are filled, as they have been, well, no opportunity presents itself to mope. I have to make myself useful. I can appreciate how high your spirits are, but and forgive me if it sounds pedantic, I'm not sure I'd say you mope. Okay. Pardon? Moping gives the impression that you're overreacting, or that your issue might not be important enough to warrant such a reaction. In other words, as pleasant as it is to see you happy, there's no issue with taking some time to figure out how you feel. Asterion crosses his arms. A breeze cutting across his back makes his fur stand on end. Sorry if this makes you uncomfortable, but when he got that letter a few nights ago, well, I was worried about you. Do you want to talk about it? My thoughts confuse me, Mr. Josh. I know not what to believe or say. If you want to hear, I fear what I could tell will bore you. It is nothing worthwhile.
Don't say that about yourself. You're my friend, Asterion. What you feel and think means a lot to me.
You are blessed with such kindness, Mr. Josh, and you are my friend, too. Or perhaps, we are blessed to have you in my life.
Thank you, Asterion. In that case, would you trust me with knowing what's going on in that big old heart of yours? How have you been feeling since we received that letter?
Am I allowed to feel?
What?
Please do not take this as I am not important. You would forbid me. Far from it. It's my sentence, Mr. Josh. The Olympians themselves determined that I deserve this fate. To have someone like you is a blessing, but it is not what I was meant to experience. What Clement did was only to bring it all back to what this realm was supposed to accomplish, how things were meant to be. Am I allowed to be angry at him when the gods themselves said I deserve what his mandate wrought?
You drew a breath and gathered your thoughts, but the Minotaur doesn't give you a chance. He goes on, as if the thread formed ahead of him.
Would I get distracted when tending to the hearth or Lord Hades' statue? I remember the cold room and catch myself having some troublesome thoughts. Like a calf kicking inside my chest, or an arrow through my brain. I cannot help but hunch over and squeeze myself until it dies down. If it dies down. I barely notice it begin. A paralysis runs from my tongue to my stomach, and in the span of a breath, full minutes pass in this blind terror. At times, it is humiliating. I never felt such things towards the master who tortured me. I took it all as what I well deserve. But through all those years I spent locked up, I felt a sorrow gnawing my chest, and a lead weight dropping in my head. I thought of all the guests, all my friends, what must have happened to them. The sorrow and pain, I am well acquainted with them, but this thing stampeding inside my chest is new, and it frightens me so. That's what I've been feeling, scattered thoughts.
You sweet, kind-hearted man, crosser of deserts, heir of duties most unsightly, lord of hosts and guests, a self-shackled king. Go on, do as your humanity compels you. Could it be that you're angry?
No, master. I was never one to let wrath take me over. Not in life, not much less in death.
Have you been stopping yourself from feeling?
No. It is only, what reason could I have to feel so?
Isn't it obvious? People and the gods did terrible things to you. Anyone in your place would feel wronged.
But I was not wronged. In fact, they were rightening me. The gods, after all.
No! You don't deserve any of the things you've been through. I ask you about your emotions tonight. It means a lot that you're telling me so much, but I can't let you believe these things about yourself. You are a great, loving, and always kind soul. Look at the hotel. So many people have found a place of belonging thanks to you. The hotel. It's good, isn't it? Aren't you proud of it?
It's my pride and joy, Mr. Josh.
And it's yours. You are the soul of it all. No matter how many times you call me master, it cannot hide the fact that this is your creation. You're amazing, Asterion. No matter what the gods said, this is real, more than their sentence could ever be. The Minotaur looks down at his own hands, and darkness shields his eyes from you. He swallows. It is labored, audible, a struggle against his own body. He opens his mouth to speak, but all he mutters is a breath through his gritted teeth.
You'll make me cry.
He hunches over, hoping and praying that some shred of the hotel's velvety silence will smother his whimpering. But nothing can contain a sobbing so old and deserved. Hug the friend. Evening. Oh wait, evening? Yeah, evening, yeah. You gather back all of the daunting day has torn asunder. You gather the man, you gather the bull, you gather the friend onto himself. As you enfold him in your arms, you bring all the pieces together. One by one, they are fitted and mended. Not all cracks are sealed, but those that can become melded with gold to weave a beautiful, meandering network. You squeeze him harder until his arms, hanging limp from his shoulders, are consumed by a want too ancient to ignore. His fingers curl, grazing your leg, and that spark is enough to push the Minotaur to hug you back. He sobs, groans, coughs. You place your forehead upon his, framed by his horns, and let him pout all out his chest-shaking sorrow onto you. The night alone bears witness to these two souls. The world will never know, but this is the true legend of the Minotaur and his 1,000 labyrinths. And this one, what a marvelous hotel you two have built. But how insignificant, insignificant, yeah, too. Merely a tool to achieve this human thing you have shown us. Can you blame the Minotaur, then, for not wanting to let go? He holds on to you for as long as his chest heaves, and when the time comes, his rough knuckled fingers refuse to abandon your shirt. And should one reprehend him for remaining close afterwards, should touching yours, sharing that bit of warmth, you reach out and lay an arm over his shoulder, alone, unwatched. The two of you huddle together. You let time pass as much as the the friend requires.
Mr. Josh, the kind, a cowherd, warm. A sturdy man, and more, the gentlest master. The masters this desert realm has seen.
Asterion the Great, the finest host in all of mankind's history. A soft groan. The Minotaur ponders, why does this man extend such kindness to me? This time, however, he quiets down. He quiets down doubt. Okay, but only almost flinches at the compliment. Perhaps it is not his place to know, and perhaps he refuses to look a gift horse in the mouth. Whatever may the truth be. May be the truth. What convinces him to dream? He closes his eyes. There is the starlit darkness. He can enjoy the fantasy, as impossible as it might be, of what may beat him inside this man's heart. I should end the part here. Yeah. I should end the part here. I'll see you around, everyone.